Scientists have ranked every predator in Africa by hunting success rate. The lion succeeds roughly 30% of the time after initiating a hunt. The leopard succeeds around 38% of the time on an average night. The cheetah, the world's fastest land animal, succeeds roughly 50% overall. But there is a small, overlooked cat that succeeds over 60% of every hunt. You have probably never heard its name spoken in any wildlife documentary you have watched. Its name is the serval, and it is secretly Africa's most effective feline hunter. It does not look like a killer, it looks like something you would want to pet. Long, elegant legs, enormous rounded ears, and a coat of brilliant black spotted gold. It weighs only 8 kilograms, about the same as a small domestic cat. But those ears are not decoration. They are the most sophisticated biological sonar on land. The serval's ear canals are the largest relative to skull size of any cat species. They can rotate independently, like 2 satellite dishes scanning different frequencies simultaneously without interference. They hear frequency ranges between 1,000 and 40,000 Hz at extraordinary sensitivity. That means they can hear a mouse breathing under 10 centimeters of compressed dry grass. They can detect the exact location of a creature they have never seen with their eyes. The hunt begins not with the eyes, but with the serval closing them completely and listening. Standing perfectly still in the tall grass, ears rotating slowly like a radar installation. The information being processed is not simple. It is triangulated, cross-referenced, and spatially mapped. The serval does not know there is a rodent in the grass. It knows exactly where. It has calculated the depth below the surface, the speed of movement, and the trajectory. What looks like a cat standing still is actually a supercomputer solving a 3-dimensional ballistic problem. The jump is not a reaction. It is the conclusion of a calculation already finished. The serval can leap straight up over 1 meter to intercept a bird in full flight. It can jump 2.5 meters horizontally from a completely stationary standing position. The precision of these jumps is measured in centimeters, not because of muscle, because of mathematics. The ears are still rotating during the leap itself, continuously updating the targeting solution mid-air. It strikes with both front paws simultaneously, a technique that stuns prey with percussive force. This double paw strike delivers energy so efficiently that even large prey are immobilized on first contact. The entire sequence from freeze to kill takes less than half a second of real time. No predator in Africa of comparable size kills with greater efficiency or lower energy expenditure. The serval hunts up to 12 times per night, more attempts than any other African cat. Even with a 60% success rate, the remaining 40% costs almost no energy to attempt. Compare this to a lion, which burns enormous calories during a failed chase over open ground. The serval's strategy is the opposite: small investment, high frequency, consistent yield, almost zero waste. It is not just a hunter, it is a hunting algorithm optimized over millions of years. Servals are found across sub-Saharan Africa wherever tall grass and wetland margins provide their perfect habitat. They are remarkably adaptable, adjusting their timing and technique based on seasonal prey availability. During wet season, they hunt frogs and fish at water margins using a different paw technique. During dry season, they switch to rodents and birds in the compressed and crackling grass. This behavioral flexibility is not common in felids. Most cats are specialists tied to single prey. The serval rewrites its own hunting software based on environmental feedback, a cognitive leap most cats cannot make. Young servals learn to hunt by watching their mothers, but the ear calibration develops with individual practice. A 6-month-old serval cub already shows the distinctive ear freeze behavior before it can execute the jump accurately. It is practicing the algorithm before it has the physical capability to run it fully. By 12 months, the jump geometry is precise enough for consistent success in field conditions. By 18 months, an independent serval is already operating at near-adult efficiency rates in the wild. Compare this to a lion cub, which requires 2 years of apprenticeship before hunting independently with any success. The serval's rapid skill development is itself an evolutionary advantage in an environment where mothers have high mortality. Even without a mother to teach it, a serval orphan can self-teach many of the core techniques. The algorithm is partially embedded in the architecture of those enormous, extraordinary, constantly listening ears. There is a reason the domestic cat shares 60% of its genome with the serval. When you watch your house cat freeze, tilt its head, and stare at an empty wall corner, it is running a degraded version of the same sonar algorithm its wild ancestor perfected. Your cat is not crazy, it heard something you cannot hear, and it is calculating. The serval is what your cat remembers being, somewhere deep in its evolutionary cellular memory. Africa's tall grasslands are full of servals you will never see, because they already heard you. They knew you were coming before you entered the grass. They adjusted their position accordingly. You watched the lion sleeping in the sun and called it Africa's apex predator of the savanna. You were standing in a field of invisible, perfectly calibrated, constantly listening satellite dish-eared biological masterpieces around you. And every single one of them already knew exactly where you were, long before you knew where they were.